Hey guys, just reading this book I picked up last night. If you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him. So I was intrigued by the title, and sure enough, the subject matter is right up my alley, talking about human psychology and how mythology and stories are often what guide us through. And I wanted to just share with you something he talks about here. It's called The Legend of the Lamed Vav. It says, according to the ancient Jewish tradition of the Lamed Vav, I don't know if I'm saying that right or not, Lamed Vav, there are at all times 36 hidden just men, capital J, just men, as in noble men. 36 secret saints upon whom the continued existence of the world depends. When one dies, another takes his place. The Lamed Vav are indistinguishable from other human beings, except in the heartbreaking depth of their caring. And only so long as the just men exist, only so long as their special caring continues, just so long will God allow the world of ordinary men to continue to exist. So inconsolable are the just men in their anguish about human suffering that even God himself cannot comfort them. So it is that as an act of mercy toward them, quote, from time to time the Creator, blessed be his name, sets forward the clock of the last judgment by 1 minute, unquote. I'm going to keep going. The story is told about a young boy whose aging grandfather informs him that the last just man has died without designating a successor. The boy is to take his place as one of the Lamed Vav. He can soon expect to attain the glow that is the aura of his coming ascendancy. The boy is awed but bewildered as to what he should do in this life as a just man. The old man assures him that he needs only be himself, that he need not do anything to fulfill his destiny. In the meanwhile, he need only continue to be a good little boy. But the child worries about his role, becoming obsessed with the idea that if he learns how to be a just man, perhaps God will be satisfied and spare his aging grandfather from dying. He fantasizes the grand self-tortures and self-sacrifices that may be required of him. Will he have to be dragged along the rough ground, clinging to the tail of a Mongol pony? Or would it be of greater merit if he were to be consumed by purifying flames while being burned at the stake? He is terrified, but ready to do whatever is required of him. He decides to work his way up, beginning by holding his breath as long as he can. When this does not seem enough, he holds a match to his hand, burning his palm to a painfully satisfying stigmatic char. His grandfather is deeply upset and yet touched when he learns that the boy has been training himself to die in order to save the old man's life. He teaches the boy the nature of his monstrous error by explaining that as a just man, he will not be able to change anything. He will save no one. A just man need not pursue suffering. It will be there in the world for him, as it is for each man. He need only be open to the suffering of others, knowing that he cannot change it. Without being able to save his brothers, he must let himself experience their pain, so that they need not suffer alone. This will change nothing for man, but it will make a difference to God. I can totally relate to that feeling of, having that deep empathy for human suffering and want to shake the walls and change things. There's a bigger point I wanted to make with this, and like the book talks about, stories aren't always just for entertainment. I talk about my philosophy of this unified theory and how the universe works, how God works, if you like.
He just changed his food, so
that across time and space, we're all part of this universe. And sometimes you pick up a book or a story or watch a movie, and it speaks to you, and it's not an error, because it's the universe talking to itself. I did a video, I think, or commented on Facebook. Carl Sagan, who I respect and admire, had a quote making the rounds on YouTube that maybe the universe wasn't designed for us. And I scoff at that concept. I mean, we are the universe experiencing itself. It's no accident. I think all the answers are coming. I really have no fear about anything other than not playing my part the way I'm supposed to. And I wonder if that story is true, if these people that take on the suffering of the world really are powerless to change it. I kind of want to think otherwise. That I'm going to quote Brendan Burchard from the Motivation Manifesto, that opening to love, right? Love the world. My message will give us access to divine strength, power. I think that's true. Martin Luther King had power. Jesus Christ had power. I mean, that's where real power lies, in loving everyone. And my love for people makes me fearless of anyone. I'm fearless of their judgment, or for speaking my mind about, topics that need to be discussed. Not trying to upset anyone, but it's clear to me that, as a society, as a group, we gotta have some of these conversations and recognize we cannot be so selfish about what our individual needs are, our family needs are, or even our country. That all of it, the world, humanity, and deeper, on a deeper level, the animals are on a similar journey, the same shared destiny. Got to start working together. So, if you find this video, odds are it's not an accident. And that's why, for me, I'm trying to write my novel about all the crazy things I've been through the last few years. Because I know that at some point it's a profound intuition. This has to be told. But I'm not a storyteller. So I'm struggling to get the book finished. But that is the greater point, that these stories, mythology, if you're searching for God, I would say God is an energy that is simultaneously supporting you and challenging you, pushing you to grow. God wants you to struggle and grow, to one day obtain that freedom and transcendence. And if you look at mythology, back through ancient times, there's a recurring theme of the Messiah or God comes down to die for the world. Now understand that we parallel that with, marry that with the understanding that we evolved from stars. That all the atoms that make up you and your physical world have to be born inside that furnace of a star. This fusion process. And that someday that star has to die and go supernova to give life to everything else, basically. That's it's another metaphor for God, this Messiah story. And also that stars struggle, right, to grow against gravity. It's the struggle happening in everything.
Yeah, I want to start getting these.
So, honor the struggle. It's not supposed to be easy. And I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. We all find the answers in our own time. I like the idea that there are no mistakes in the universe. And it takes a long time for most people to get to that point and become just peaceful and zen. Meditation helps. And also, having gone through those struggles, to just surrender to God, the universe. That God is looking out for you. The universe is looking out for you. Believe it or not. So anyway, the book again. If you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him. Interesting title. Just getting started with the book. Hope this helps you. I've got some various channels on here. If you find this someday in the future, and this means anything to you, you might look up my other channels. Just trying to help people. Spread some positive messages and helpful advice. Have a good day. Bye.